There are 4 reports that can be generated within the Secure module in Augmentt. You have the security posture, the MFA report, the threat report, and the summary report. In this training series, we're going to go over each report in depth. So let's get started with the security posture. In this training, we are going to go over the security posture reports in the Secure module in Augmentt. Now, the security posture often gets overlooked as a report. People use this as a tool to secure the environment, and they don't realize that this can be exported as a report. The security posture is a great tool to show a client your value. You can use the security posture on day 1 to show the client how they have a lot of non-compliant items in their environment. They can see a lot of red and yellow on that report versus day 30 or the next quarter whenever you meet with the client and you generate this report again after you've been working on their environment, and now you've got a lot more green on that report, so you can really show the client what you're doing for them behind the scenes. But what's nice about the security posture is that it is a highly customizable report. You can really make sure that you fine-tune this report before sharing it with your clients. So first off, there are 100 different posture items in this report. We look at 100 things in the Microsoft environment that can impact their security, and then we report back our findings in a color-coded format. So if it's green, it's fully compliant, there's nothing for you to do. If it's yellow or red, it needs some work. Now, having 100 different checks is great, but for a report that you're going to share with the customer, you might not need all 100 items. There could be items that are not being measured in their environment. Maybe they don't use some of these tools. Maybe they have a third-party tool in place already. Or maybe the customer just doesn't want you to make changes. Whatever the case may be, you can customize this report to make sure that it is a more meaningful report before sharing it with your client. And to do so, just click the Customize Audit in the top right corner. So for example, this client will say they do not have a P2 license, so we are going to remove any item off this report that includes P2. So first, let's look up P2. We can see there's a handful of items that need a P2 license. So now if we click on Customize Audit, we can search for those items, and then we can hide them from the report. Now, the Customize Audit can be done globally or per tenant. And if you do hide items from the report, it doesn't stop monitoring them. It just moves them to a separate ignored section where you can still view them. They just won't show up on the customer-facing reports. You can also customize the security posture report with overrides. Now, overrides only apply to items that impact Microsoft security scores, and you can identify which items can be overridden if they have 3 dots to the far right. So for example, self-service password reset that's showing partially compliant in this environment. Maybe I've set up a third-party tool. We've set up CyberQP. I know what's happening here. I don't want this to show up as partially compliant on the report and scare my client. So if you click on the 3 dots to the far right, you can override the compliance status. Now, if you override the compliance status, you can put in your own notes. If you select resolve by third party or alternate mitigation, the Microsoft scores will actually go up. Now, if you do risk accepted, it will still mark it as resolved, but it will not raise the scores because whether a risk is accepted or not, it is still a risk. But this way, when the customer sees the report, they see blue, they see your notes, it's not scary, it's not red or yellow. And then once you've customized the security posture, you can either export it in the top right corner, or you can set it up on a schedule to go out daily, weekly, monthly, or quarterly. And all of the reports in Augmentt can be branded with your own company logo.